Love this 2-bit operation we got going. Hey, what's going on, KBKL? It is time for the podcast.
Woo!
Yeah. Week 3.2 review. Week 4 preview. Pause that shit. Oh. Jesus. What is going on?
It's like an echo chamber.
Echo. Jesus.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right. I'm your host, CJ Cobra Kai, back from a 1-week hiatus, so I'm sorry for everyone who wanted anyone else besides me. So
How was Carly Simon?
it was fucking great. She did You're So Vain at the beginning,
Yeah.
the middle, and that was her encore.
Did she do Let the River Run? Did it
Yes.
touch you right there?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I started crying. Yeah. Here with me today is my co-host, Benjamin Hutnick. Meow. And in for Cougar this week, who is at a Taylor Swift concert, is Bryson Stricker.
I am real. I am not a puppet of Santos.
And Angela Finch.
What's up?
All right, there we go.
Santos, get out of there.
Yeah. All right. This week's sponsor. We are coming to you live from the Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come on down every Tuesday. We usually get a little drunk. Just throwing that out there.
Drunk
And-
happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it sneaks up on you.
It happens cheap here.
Yeah. And you can definitely tell if you're listening to the podcast, definitely tell by the end of it. We are all drunk.
Yeah. You could definitely tell last week's podcast. It was a brisk 90 minutes and a long 3 hours afterwards.
Oh, man. I'm glad I missed it. This week's sponsor is Topper's Pizza, 1100 Mississippi Street. You can call them at 785-856-0058. They have delivery and carry out 10:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. every day. And then I know we do have some players in the league who live in Kansas City. They also have a Mission, Kansas location, which is 6027 Metcalf Avenue, 913-262-7849.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for
We had-
those playing in Game of the Week, Toppers will be giving free pizza with purchase of any pizza coupons to the winning team.
Not just one, like a stack of them.
Yes, not just one, a whole stack. I have
Yeah.
a lot.
So your captain will get to determine who the 10 most important people are and give it to them.
It's the first 10 people who kicked.
Yeah. But they've been awesome. They're running a special for KVKL players all the time.
Yeah.
They showed up big time at that charity tournament by
Oh
bringing
man,
us a
those
bunch of
pizzas
pizzas.
were so clutch.
Yeah.
I was definitely in need of one.
Yeah, they've
essentially.
been killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
order
right.
the scoreboard.
Yeah. Okay. This week, Game of the Week cleanup. We have Love Garden, Lucky Berry, and Muddy Waters. Am I missing?
I think that's right.
Okay. Okay. Update on Kick the Can. We had a winner. Holy cow.
Yeah, Sam is a big winner.
Yeah.
Representing for the D holes, right
Yeah.
in that can hole.
All right. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna restart that though.
We are?
So yeah, we're throwing money back in the pot, and we're gonna keep it doing it.
Okay. So you find Jackie Becker, and who else is going to be selling tickets?
Okay, it has been Kristen, but I'm not sure. It depends week to week.
Okay.
But Jackie's the primary.
Yeah, just stay tuned to the Facebook group page to see who's going to be selling tickets this Sunday at Game of the Week. So, yeah, there we go. So, shall we talk about some games?
Yeah, I'm gonna get Bryson a drink while you do the first couple.
Can you get me one, too?
Yeah. What are you guys drinking?
I am drinking a
Whiskey
fresh
Coke.
squeezed IPA. All right. I will talk very slowly while Ben goes and gets drinks. Okay, good. June 17th, Holcomb Wright, 5 p.m. Poshwash, 20. Leafy Greens, 1. In the notes, it says that Alexis pitched 3 perfect innings in a row. Frank pitched and let 1 run in, and Frank should stay in center field. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's a little bit of shade thrown. All right. Aaron, you want to come talk about this game?
Leafy Greens is getting better. They're working on their defense. They've got still some fresh people because I think they only came back this year with 2 returning players. So they have 10 to 12 new people.
Who are the 2 returning players, you know?
The captain is Chris Bryant. He plays catch. And then the guy who plays left field is returning from last season. But everyone else on their team is new.
Okay.
And so they get,
Wow.
a lot of transition. And they're definitely getting their stuff together. We kind of played scramble after the 3rd or 4th inning. Whoever gets to your position first, you play there. And we just had fun. It was too hot to be mean.
Yeah, it was very hot at 5 p.m.
We played about 57 minutes.
Okay.
I know the rest of the league is asking, was khaki pants there?
Yeah, he was wearing cleats this week. And I
Okay.
think
Oh, good for him.
Progress.
still
All
had-
right.
He had the same pants on as Game of the Week, but I think this time they were black.
Okay, nice. Well, he's making moves. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sure
you.
the cleats made a big difference because you could clearly tell in Game of the Week that he needed cleats.
I think he was wearing Chuck Taylor's or Vans.
Oh, even worse. All right. Holcomb Wright, 7 p.m. Repetition copy 4. River City Matadors, 19. Repetition had 2 outs because of fouls in the 4th. That's impressive. Ryan was injured in the 6th. Repetition turned a double play in the 6th. That is pretty good. That's like turning a double play and getting 2 outs because you fouled out.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with how many runs the Matadors scored here.
Yeah. How many people did they have?
Looks like 10.
10?
Yeah.
Wow, that's probably why they scored so many runs.
Full fucking squad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when we played Matadors, I was pretty impressed. I mean, I hadn't heard much about them, but I mean, I could see them finishing second. I mean, they haven't played John Denver yet. I think they played the last week against John Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be surprised if that Matadors team beats John Denver. I mean, I would not be surprised by any means.
Who was their loss to?
Who's? River City hasn't lost. Yeah, they did lose.
Yeah, they did.
Who did they lose to? They didn't beat. They beat Lucky Berry.
You guys beat him.
Oh, we beat them. Yeah, duh. Dumb question. Yeah, we beat them.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, that was, man, the W's just kind of get all lost in my head.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
All 3 of them, yeah.
It's going to be a long season.
Yeah.
Don't ask me about week 1 and week 3. Fuck. Who do I look like, Cougar?
First of
Yeah.
all, that was actually week 2,
yeah.
but yeah.
All right. Holcomb left, 5 p.m. Muddy Water Studio, 15. Ghosts, 6. Diana, who had a unassisted double play in the 2nd. It was windy AF. 2 ground rule triples and 2 home runs. Is Katie here? Katie,
Yeah.
get your butt up here.
Give us some, Katie.
So I don't know if anyone's heard of Ballgate yet this week.
Deflategate?
I told everybody. No, we played with the ball up until like the 4th or 5th inning until Brian Schultz, our catcher, was like, we should pump this ball up. And of course everyone's like, yeah, sure, no big deal. And after that, everybody was flying them, which is where the 2 home runs came from,
Yeah.
the 2 in-house triples. It was a crazy game. It was really fun, though. It was like 6-4 or something going into that 8th inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was close. They're pretty good, but we're also pretty good, too.
8-5. Close enough, though.
Yeah, so we're getting better kicking. We're going to be excited for the next 2 weeks.
So Brian's fired then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I
Clearly.
can't help but notice they only gave up 2 hits in the first 3 innings. I mean, that's.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
for a team
impressive.
like Mighty Water,
We've got
that's-
some real
that's-
tight defense.
That's fighting for first place. That's pretty bad.
You die
to
on
be honest.
defense.
Yeah.
We die on defense. Yeah.
Blanked him in the first, up 1-0 after 3.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think though I was talking to Claire, and I think even if we still win out the next 2 games, Harpies still second, right? Because they beat Muddy, right? So even if we beat them, they're still...
That's not necessarily true. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends.
Okay.
I also want to drop a quick apology to Muddy because I might have got kind of hyperbolic last week, and I think I said anybody that can't had fun playing grandstand should get kicked out of the league, something like that. Anyway, but when I listened to it, it kind of came off like I was talking about one of the players on Muddy. That's not what I meant. So it was a bad look or a bad lesson. Anyway, I just wanted to apologize.
Let the liquor tell it. Okay. Holcomb left, 7 p.m. Redlegs, 26. Drop Stoppers, 5. Is there anyone associated with either one of those teams here?
T is up there.
T.
T, you want to come talk about your team? No, he does not.
All right, there we go. He said no.
I have a strong suspicion that T played barefoot.
All right.
But yeah, this was kind of Drop Starber scored early and late, and Redlegs really just poured it on from the start. Not really surprised at all after only winning by 1 last week in a game I think we thought would be a bigger margin. Maybe they felt like they had something to prove here.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Marissa, coming
T
up
by
in-
proxy.
T by proxy. Yeah, here we go.
So T, he wasn't paying a lot of attention to the game because it was a blowout, but he brought a lot of friends in, and they were new people, so he was watching them. And they had a lot of fun.
So he was crowd watching?
He was. Well, he brought them into play, I think. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so at least that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. He's not going to quote me either, or so.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, he said it was a fun game, but it was a blowout.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's good. I like fun games.
Yeah.
Also, apparently T was sorely missed at the scoreboard. No offense, Katie. I said apparently T was sorely missed at the scoreboard. No offense. Yeah.
Okay. Broken Arrow Park, 5 p.m. John Denver Experience versus had 18. Lucky Berry had 5. Anyone here from either one?
Derek's here. I reffed the game. Lucky Berry had 8 players.
Oof.
Which was it was hot. Like the John Denver's defensive innings, I was staring at the back of Avery's shirt, and he was just super fucking moist at third. And then on the other side, poor Josh for Lucky Berry is pitching, and then every single time he has to release the ball and then back up and basically play pitcher / shortstop. So
man.
it was kind of a rough get.
Yeah. I had 3 scheduled off, then I had a couple unscheduled off. People wanted to stay and hang out for Father's Day. One person got stuck at work till 6. Just kind of had to make do with what we had. And I didn't want to just bring a friend and play to fill a spot. I hate doing that. I was like, we'll just play 8 and deal with it. Yeah, so I had a lady at first, I had a lady at catch, I had a lady at short, then I had the 3 out, and Josh and I played / dual positions.
Yeah.
It was rough. We knew they were going to pick on the obvious weaknesses in the line.
Gigantic holes you have
Yeah.
in defense.
But I mean, they typical. They bunted until they got about 10, 12 runs, and then they
Kind of just
they held it back. They were kicking really well and laid off.
They weren't dicks about it.
Took the foot off.
Except for Joe,
Yeah, I can't remember.
deep in the 9th inning, he's like, "I'm gonna bunt this ball," but it went foul. It's fine.
I think he just forgot about it for a second.
Yeah. Well, he has a brand new puppy, and he was over in the shade playing with the dog more than really playing kickball.
Yeah.
But it was a good time.
Yeah, Lucky Berry scratched a few together late, and John Denver was they weren't total dicks about it, so it was still a pretty good game.
Yeah.
cool.
Not the game I wanted to have.
Right.
That's what it
For
was.
only having 8 players, Lucky Berry actually played really good. I felt kind of bad for how was it, Donnie? Somebody for Lucky Berry just kept inches away from everything. Close call out at first, close drop in center field. There were a couple crazy plays where people for Lucky Berry got hit on hero throws, but just barely. It was just in addition to playing with 8, pretty much everything that could have gone wrong did.
Lady Luck was not on our side. Yeah, I think that was Donnie on the bases, and I think it was him who got burned on the grand slam. We were even playing further back, and he just crushed it.
I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. I can't remember who it was that kicked. It's the guy who they play the country music for coming up. It's Josh.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Derek. Broken Arrow Park, 6:30 p.m. Screamers 5, Jazz House, 926.5 Massachusetts. Come on down every Tuesday. Woo! It's a grand old time. They had 7. Rick, you are here.
Thank you for the promo, CJ. I really appreciate it. It was a good game. We were pretty evenly matched. We just were able to win. Other than that, if we played them again, they might beat us. It was a fun game. It was cool. Not a whole lot to tell about it, but I do want to tell a hilarious story if I can. It'll take half a second.
That's it.
My left field. I know it. My left fielder is a basketball player up in the Northeast, and he
For the Celtics?
I'm sorry?
For the Celtics?
No, he's actually a scholarship player at a school called Denison in Ohio.
Okay.
But at any rate, he came in, picked up the ball that was hit past the shortstop, and then as he's walking toward, he had a force at second, and he dribbles the ball once, and then he thinks, oh, what the hell? And so then he dribbles the ball onto second base, hits second base, and then comes off it, and then grabs it again and comes strutting in. And we're like, that's not going to work, Fred. What are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, huh? What? Shouldn't that be a rule? You can just throw the ball at the bag. You can throw the ball at the people. And so he had to learn that really didn't work. And yeah. And Avery was so funny. He was reffing us, and Avery's a terrific ref. And Avery's just like, what on earth was that? I've never seen that before. So it's always fun to see something you've never seen in a kickball game. Yeah.
Yeah, you were reffing that too. Wasn't that?
This one was pretty close. It looks like the Screamers play with 9. They have 10 on the sheet, but one of them's scratched out.
No, they played with 10 the whole game, as far as I know. Yeah, I never.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you got it. They just renumbered it. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it was close to start. I mean, it was 5-5 in the 5th, and then Jazz House scored a couple, and everybody held after that.
I'd like to point out that I think a guy named Jason puked in the 6th.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a hot take.
I actually pulled that from I blacked that out of the score sheet that we posted because people's health information isn't supposed to be disclosed.
True.
Yeah. What are you saying? Somebody puked in that game?
Says that Jason did.
Jason Fried puked?
I don't know who Jason is, but
I do. That sounds like Jason Fried. Hey, Jason, you out there? Drink some water on those hot days, brother. He did kick a triple, though.
It was that running to third that did it, probably.
Oh, man. All right. Broken Arrow Park, 8 p.m. Lawrence Shirt Factory, 9. Red Lion, 2. Did I see someone? Well, we'll let you go first, man.
There's not really a whole lot to say.
From your end, at least.
Yeah, let's get Peach up here.
Peach,
where are you?
Peach.
All right, he's coming.
All right.
We played well later in the game on defense, but they strung enough together in the beginning to win the game.
Cool. Peach,
What's up?
talk about your game, man.
Tell us about your game, man.
It was a defensive battle. Red Lions is shit. They're good. They kicked well. I mean, defensively we played well. To say defensively, we patched up some stuff that we were missing last year, and I mean, I think they're better than they have ever been. To be honest, they picked up Vaughn, and another guy, Noah's buddy, pulled a quad. No, they're good. I mean, I don't know.
All right.
Not as good as thou art.
What's up?
Yeah. They're not as good as you guys.
Well, I wouldn't say that. They're just
The score kind of indicates that they aren't.
We
on this day.
But what we did against Red Line is we played the tree care defense. We came way up and pressed them, and they weren't kicking anything over our heads, and I don't know.
We
they're
fall
good
into
though.
We fall into that small ball trap.
They're a sleeper. They're going to pick people off. They're fast.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Okay, enough of Peach. I reffed that game. Happy Shirt was amazing. He's being so on. He's like setting you guys up, all thinking, oh, well, hey, Peach doesn't seem to think they're very good. So no, they were incredible. Happy Shirt was hitting line drives in the gaps that are impossible to defend. Yeah. Their bunt game was effective, but they didn't really bunt a ton. And they can just threaten you with line drives and deep balls. You guys had some real deep kicks. And their defense, they didn't make any errors.
Yeah.
Did you make any errors?
No, but my final note is Nick Lerner always goes 4 for 4 with 4 bunts on us. And he didn't bunt once. I was pissed.
It's because we got him in a weird kicking spot right now.
He was like trying to pull the ball for some weird reason, and it was weird they didn't bunt. Yeah. I just wanted to throw him out once. That's it.
The only other note I had was that Brent just continues to kill it. I'm pretty sure.
No, he was
he was responsible for all the runs. I think.
Yeah. He was. It was weird. He was kicking like these inside pitches and stuff, and like he inside outed it. And I think he kicked in Jared that one time.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
It was a fun game, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't take them lightly.
Oh. Don't take them lightly?
Talk about Red Line. Don't take them lightly.
Oh, yeah. Who would?
Hopefully every team that plays us from now on.
All right, speaking of Nick Lerner, YSC 5 at 5 p.m. Hertz Donut D-Holes 29, Nick Lerner's homies 2. Haman hit the foul pole and it was called foul? What?
Yeah, give us a breakdown
some insight
here,
on this. And who the hell were your refs?
Also, before you start, hate fuck kickball award of the week goes to the D-Holes,
Yeah.
which is a
so
rarity.
Happy we
Yeah.
finally get one.
Yeah.
No, the kick was it hit the outside of the foul pole, which is still fair.
Yes.
The third base ref didn't hear it. Pat Watkins at first base actually heard it. Dana Shoup, who was pitching later, told me that he heard it also. Our bench all heard it. The home ref didn't hear it, and Yacy didn't hear it. So Yacy yelled out foul immediately, and I was just like, that's a fair ball.
If it's over the fence, I don't think the yell foul call
It
matters.
doesn't,
no,
once
yeah.
you hit the pole,
Yeah.
it becomes a dead ball immediately. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't actually call a foul ball.
Right. Yeah.
So it
And
should have
was
been-
the confusion where those foul poles are kind of wonky, where it's got the numbers written on the side or something like that? So it's almost
no,
like
it
a
was
big
actually,
pole or something
no, it was
like
actually
that.
on the pole that it hit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is what it is. You know,
This could have been a bigger blowout than it was.
Yeah, I still kicked in runs afterwards. It didn't matter.
All right.
But no, the game was good. Hobber still sucks.
Please don't talk about him. Only I can talk about him.
I love Hobber.
I don't.
I think Dave went 6 for 7 or something and scored 5.
7 at bat?
Yeah.
Jesus,
I
Speaking of hate fucking kickball,
They batted
Jesus.
around in the 5th, and then some.
and almost some and almost in the 8th again or 9th.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We dropped 6 in the last inning.
Yeah, it's almost like everybody.
Dicks?
It's almost like
We were just
everybody
kicking.
batted every inning, almost.
We were just we stopped bunting in like the 4th inning and just started kicking, and it went to shit from there. So
All right.
it was a good game
All
for
right.
us.
Cougar's going to need some Taylor Swift after.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
I'm surprised he's not showing his face after that one.
Yeah.
Hang out here for next game.
YSC 5, 7 p.m. Grandstand Glass Kickers 2, Asteroid Head 13. Wow, I thought that Asteroid Head might have put up more this game, just because of the fact that they put up 10 on us, and then they put 22 up
Yeah,
on
22, yeah.
Harpies the week.
Yeah, man, it's
Before,
almost like
so-
Harpies and Wildman aren't nearly as good as they think they are.
I did rep this game.
Fight him.
I did rep
Please.
this game, so I got to watch it. Glass Kickers defense, they have a good left fielder, have a good center fielder. Their third baseman was doing pretty all right. Asteroid Head just didn't get anything going until like the 4th or 5th inning. This game moved exceptionally fast. Just a lot of defensive plays, and then they had like a grand slam happen in one inning, and that's what really put the game out of reach. But Glass Kickers were playing really solid defense for the first 4 or 5 innings. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks.
Way to go, Grandstand. Way to go, Asteroid Head.
YSC 6, 5 p.m. Rats 19. Liberty Hall late fees 2. Wow. Rats kicked 4 inside the park home runs, even though they were up 12-2. Who wrote that note? Because I like that.
Looks like Laura for Sacred Sword wrote it.
Run ruled in the bottom of the 8th.
Thanks,
late
Laura.
fees were literal rays of sunshine. So, all right.
Laura throwing some shade at the Rats.
Yeah,
Marisa helped rep
man.
this game too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I helped rep this, and I also want to go again. Late fees, they were the funnest game.
They
were
win every year.
completely-
Most fun wins. That they
Yes.
are the champions of that.
Yes, absolutely. And so I just wanted to back that up because Laura completely said it like I would have said it, 100%.
All right. YSC 6. Stay right there, Marissa. YSC 6, 7 p.m. Sacred S Word 4. Kicking Assets 12.
Okay, so on this one, we actually went into until, 5 minutes after 7. We only had 8 players.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a couple people backed out, but one of our kids, he had his brother come play, so he played left for us, and he's amazing. He's gonna be there forever. But Honestly, this was like, the defense on Sacred Sword was phenomenal. It was literally, I want to say, like the 5th inning until it went from 2 to 3. There was just not a lot going back and forth. It was really good. And also, they were a really fun team, too. They were right up next to late fees on that. I thought the game was closer than 12-4. Whenever I heard the actual finish, I was like, oh my gosh. We had our center fielder was amazing. He, as soon as he caught a fly-up ball, he's so quick that he gets to second base before they can even tag up and run. So we stopped him at second a lot. But also, I want to give a shout out to Laura. She's the one who actually, I think she throws second base anyway. She came up to the bunt line, and one of our girls kicks it and hits her right in the face. Glasses fly off, hat fly. It's a brand new ball that we're playing with. But she still managed to get the ball and make it to first and get our girl out.
Nice.
That was awesome. It was a really fun game. So.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. YSC 7, 5 p.m. Chalmers 22. Button Grind. Big Fat Donut 0. Bryson.
Give us the breakdown.
I ref this game, and I'm going to have a 30-second rant about reffing after this. But my first thing is I think Chalmers came out with a point. Don't run the score up a game of the week. And they didn't say it out. I didn't hear them say it out loud, but I could tell they were trying to make a point about it. They came out and they were taking that game very seriously, literally until the end of the 9th inning. Their pitcher every single time before he pitched the ball was telling his team where the force outs are. They were taking it very seriously. They never stopped bunting. They basically just said, "Hey, don't run the score up ever again. You're not good enough to do that." Ooh. And it was pretty bad. I will say the third baseman for what's the name of that team, Bunt and Grind. That guy has potential, but he's trying too hard. And I he was good, but some of the time. Yeah, and he I honestly got the vibe that he could be a good player for a good team, but he's on a team that's not that good, and he was just trying to do too much, and it was costing them.
Yeah,
it really was. He was literally trying to do too much, and it was kind of sad. I think in the first inning they had someone at first, second, and third, or maybe just second and third, and then I don't think they ever got to third base ever again. It was pretty bad from there on out, but.
We shouldn't have an award for that. The person that is too good for the team tries to do too much.
He was just trying to do too much. And
just needs to be transplanted to a team better suited to his skills.
He'd be a very good role player for a good team.
The Bryson Award.
Yeah, what he said.
All right. Thanks, Bryson. We'll talk about your game now. YSC 7 p.m. Geezers Good Neighbors 14. Rockets 3.
My team doesn't listen to the podcast.
Costing you money, man.
And Mike was gone this week, and I don't know if you guys all know, but Mike doesn't play unless he needs to, which is a very important part of our team. He does a good job of coaching and making sure we're prepared and ready to play. And with that, I think there was just some controversy on who was going to call the shots, and I'm the best player in the league, so it was going to be me. And we did. Just some dumb errors happened. We had some new players out there. We found our girls, though, this week, which was good. But it was just, I think we only scored 1 run in the first 2 innings, which I was screaming. I was literally, we should have been up 15-0 in the first couple innings. And it was just bad.
Were you yelling you're costing me money?
No, I kid you not. The third inning came around, and we only scored 4 runs. And I was like, guys, if we're not up 14 runs in the next 4 innings, you're all off the team. And it was pretty bad, but it was a fun game, and I think the Rockets knew the spread was 14, so they
maybe your team was point shaving,
that might have been.
That's absolutely, dude. What has gone unsaid is that after every bet we've made, I've gone to every member on your team and been like, "You guys are going to win anyway. I'll give you some of this booze if you keep it close."
That has to be it, because honestly, we went. I don't know, man. I was screaming, keep the ball low, and then we'd kick the ball up in the air.
That sounds like point shaving to me.
We're going to get the investigative committee on this, along with the Rick McNeely Scholarship Fund.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
All right. YSC 8.
Oh, real quick, Bryson. Okay. I have to hold you accountable because according to the Chalmers Button Grind score sheet, Aaron Combs score kept and nobody else refed. So get your names on there.
Also, I need to go back. I forgot about something. We need a reffing association, reffing union.
Yes.
The refs are treated unfairly. I should not have had to stand throughout that shit. That was an embarrassing game to ref. I had a nice chair that represented our team because I work for State Farm. It's a State Farm chair that I should have been able to sit in at first base because I could have told you every button grind player was out, every Chalmers player was safe. Anyone could have done that.
You should get 5-minute breaks every third inning.
Well, my thing is though too, I had to stand. I mean, my thing is I had a game an hour, 2 hours after that. I had to stand for 9 innings. Well, I agree.
We all do.
I'm standing up for everybody here, not just myself. Everybody.
I reffed a game that was 4 hours before my own.
Okay. We should be able to sit. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
We actually, Aaron and I talked about getting business cards for this. Something with the KDKL logo on it, and on the back it says "fuck off."
Sounds like a good idea.
So every time somebody has a complaint, we just hand one of those out.
Sounds like a good idea if you ask me.
All right.
But if somebody complains to you while you're reffing, just give them my information, and I'll take care of it.
Well, there were no complaints. Everyone knew who was out and who was safe. So.
All right. YSC 8, 5 p.m. Free State Growlers 8. Woost! 9. Wow, what a game. What a game. Angela, I think you saw a little bit of this game, right?
Yeah, I saw the second half. It was, back-to-back pretty much the whole game.
Okay.
Tied going into the 8th inning, so it was 6-6. I think that was the inning that Seth ran into an out at third. So he was at second, tagged up on a fly ball to left field, and then got thrown out, tagged at third. So that definitely cost him there. And then Woost went up in the 9th. So
nice.
This was bottom 8, and then Free State
8.
couldn't make up the difference in the 9th. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then at the end of the game, both teams, Free State was booing the first base ref. And so I know there were a lot of calls that were maybe inconsistent,
Brian?
but he was consistently wrong, I think, on both sides. I think both teams were unhappy with the calls, but Free State made a point to kind of tell him to fuck off. So
all right.
One thing I noticed too, because I was obviously reffing right next to it, and I would look over every once in a while to get interested in something. That his name's what's that first baseman's name for the Woos that's like really good? The guy who plays for the Woos that's really good.
Is that Boggs?
No, he like sometimes was like a low cut when they played Leafy. Dan,
that's Dan.
That
Yeah,
guy's
it's
really
hard
good.
to tell because Dan plays 10 positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like one thing I noticed, like kind of in reverse to that guy that plays bunt and grind and tries too hard. That guy you can tell is clearly better than all of his teammates, but he plays like LeBron, where he's like trying to make them all better. I mean, he on every play when that game was getting close, I noticed that he was out there like trying to help his teammates and trying to make sure they won. And I mean, they did.
That's definitely Dan.
Yeah, and I give him a lot of credit for what he did.
Yeah, he does.
He wouldn't even get pissed off with that J.R. Smith no timeout dribble out shit. He would just, it's not the kind of thing that, not the kind of person he is.
Yeah.
Dan's a
definitely not.
sweetheart.
Okay. YSC 8, 7 p.m. Kansas Tree Care 15, Johnny's Tavern 1. Is Tim here?
Where's the guy that wears short shorts at?
Yeah, we have no one from
I wouldn't show my
Johnny's.
face after
Johnny's is conspicuously absent after their first base ref apparently wasn't very good.
They're usually here. All right.
Yeah.
And Angela, you want to talk about this game?
Oh,
Yeah, we got lots of. Why don't you guys
we've got a
triple
lot of
team it?
perspectives. Well, we kind of didn't really know what to think. They had a close game against D-Holes the week before, so this was kind of our first challenge because week 1 we had homies and then we had late fees, so we're taking it pretty seriously. Yeah. But we kicked first, which I think was to our advantage. We ended up scoring our top 6 and then going all the way through the lineup, and then we got the 1, 2, 3 first 3 out, and that was kind of how the game went. I mean, kind of played tight.
There was the one play where you tipped up to Alex and he caught it on his back. That was
Caught
the
it on
play
his
of the game.
back?
Yeah, he was like running towards his left, and Angela was at second, and she sort of tipped it, and he like was reversing back towards his right and sort of fell on his ass and made the play.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he does.
He was
he's
gonna
a spaz
he was
out
gonna
there.
dive
Yeah.
into the dirt, so I tipped it
Yeah.
and figured he'd be back there somewhere.
Yeah, he made a few ridiculous plays.
Yeah, it's like I put kind of like he and Blake for Wild Man. They seem like the top two candidates for the Inspector Gadget players, where they just like I don't know if it's the lankiness or what, but they just their arms seem to be everywhere.
Yeah, and then our defense is, locked it down. I think we've only allowed 5 runs all year, so we kind of knew when we got 6. We're like,
I think you're at 6 right now.
6, excuse me. But we kind of knew once we got the first 6.
Such a huge difference, 5 and 6.
We play our game. They're probably not going to score 6 on us.
Yeah, so like roughly half as many as Wild Man has given up, something like that. I don't know.
No, we've given up
Far more. Yeah.
too many fucking runs.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So basically, Angela scored the winning run in the top of the first.
Yep.
Yeah, it was very very yeoman-like. So there was 6 in the first and then 5 in the fourth, and obviously it was kind of a dead issue after that because the defense was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like a very typical tree care game where you guys get up a decent amount, hold on defense, and don't press the issue too much after that.
Check the game out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Job well done, guys. Okay. Hobbs Park, 5 p.m. Corksuckers, 26. Brew Ballers, 11. Stacy, do you remember anything from this game? Because I really don't. Yeah.
I think it's fun that if Chalmers wasn't trying to make a point, and if D-Holes didn't take the crown, then the Corksuckers could have been the hate fuck kickball team of the week.
Could have been. But I didn't think that they were trying to run the score up or anything. They just kicked fairly well, and then Brewballer's defense wasn't exactly that good. So
totally.
Yeah, so I don't think they really tried to run the score up per se, but it just kind of happened.
Like a mildly dislike.
Except for I think Ariel was still bunting late in the game.
I think he was too.
So aside from him,
Well, I don't know if he knows how to do anything other than bunt.
maybe not, but
He came out of the womb
Like,
bunting.
Brewballers have a few new players who have some potential.
Definitely.
They have to figure out the game, and they
because
haven't
they were
figured it out yet.
very green.
They scored 11. That's a pretty good offensive show.
And
Yeah.
They probably would have scored more, except for one time Adrian totally kicked the ball
And
and
refused to
forgot
run.
he was in a game and
was a
thought he was
great
at
kick,
practice.
too.
And no, it was a beautiful kick, and he just stopped and watched all of his runners run, and he didn't move. So they totally got him out going to first base because he just stood there. So
Yeah, I thought that was I remember the kick now. That's a double ball all day, and he just refused to run.
Yeah, and I asked him, I'm like, what the hell happened? He was like, oh my God, I was so excited about all my new players running the bases. I totally forgot to run.
Just basically caught staring at one of those 3D pictures.
Yeah.
Trying to find the dinosaur.
Yeah.
All right. Hobbs Park, 7 p.m. Love Garden Squids, 4 touchdowns, plus the extra points, so 28. Reboot X, 10.
Kind of similar story here, really. I was impressed with Reboot's ability to score 10.
Jake, come on up.
We'll let Tom go first if he wants to.
Oh.
So Reboot actually outplayed Love Garden for exactly 2/3 of an inning. Keith led off, got on, and their 2-kicker bunted, and our catcher caught him out and threw Keith out. So automatic double play, and then they scored 6 runs. We were missing 3 players, which not a big deal. Love Garden's fucking fantastic. We just did what we could.
All right. Jake, go ahead.
I was just going to say it was really fun playing against my friend CJ McTizick. I didn't know he was on that team, but he's a great guy to play against, and we actually went to school together at Central Junior High and really cut our teeth in PE class and kickball, so I always appreciate the opportunity to play him. He's a great guy and a great player that a lot of people don't know. But yeah, they were a fun team to play against. We got to try out some different stuff. And it was a blast to play. Reboot.
Cool.
Okay. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Tom. Hobbs Park, 9 p.m. Game of the week. Jackpot, 25. Ladybird Harpies, 10.
Yeah, in the end it was 25.
Yeah. I guess apparently we're going to take the 25 to 10 instead of the other one that was posted kind of on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know what the score was at the end of the game.
Yeah, I didn't either. So,
But-
Stacy, go ahead.
Okay, so let's just take out the first inning and talk about everything else after that. Because it wasn't a great game after the first inning.
But you have to.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, I think our nerves got the best of us in the first inning. And then after that, I think that was my team. So, I know like 13 runs in the first inning, but we didn't give
Was
up.
it 13?
It
12.
was 13.
Oh, 12.
12?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, something like that. But after that, you guys scored 10 after that?
13.
And, 13, and we scored 10 after that. So it was like, damn, that was a pretty good game if there was no scoreboard, and you just walked up and watched the game. You were like, damn, this is a good game if that first inning didn't fucking happen.
I was actually pretty impressed by the Harpies' ability to keep scoring throughout the game.
Yeah. No, they kicked really well in spots. Took advantage of our defensive lapses, and then
the top 6 spots to be exact.
Yeah. Outside of that, it kind of got straight up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Didn't get on very much.
Well, and then we had a major fuck up in the 7th or 8th inning where we totally kicked out of order. I don't even know what happened, but
I'm glad I left this game early. It sounds like a huge clusterfuck after I left.
It was kind of interesting because it was only 1 out at a time, then 2 people came up and kicked, and the next thing I know...
Well, we knew it was, I think Grant knew it was supposed to be a lady that was supposed to be kicking next, and he just thought it was our sharing kicking spot, so he called one of us up, and so she kicked, and then the next person kicked, and then they realized, oh, wait, this is not what was supposed to happen, so... Yeah, so we had to take 2 outs because we skipped 2 people.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
it was our big fuck up.
Yeah, for us, it was just kind of like our defense. You guys kicked well. I don't want to take much away from you guys, but our defense was just not good enough to play against a team like KTC. If we're going to play those teams, the better teams in the league, how we played on defense is just not good enough. It was good enough to win the game, but just not good enough to beat those teams. So kudos to you guys. You guys took advantage of the defensive lapses that we had, and you guys did kick well and were aggressive on the base paths. And, just...
No,
that part of it is frustrating to me. But, offensively,
I'm so
we were...
glad.
Yeah.
Well, you won the game.
Yeah. You can't get... You're upset, but you can't get too mad because you won the game.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good showing.
Yeah.
I think,
I'm so proud of my team. They
Yeah.
did not give up after that first inning, and we came out every inning after that, trying to just claw our way back up. And I think we did that. So
we are two years removed from this being a 40-1 game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's really impressive.
I know.
definitely.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah. Okay. So, this week's sponsor, Topper's Pizza. 1100 Mississippi Street. You can phone them at 785-856-0058. They're carry-out only. And, if you're the winning team, game of the week, you get a free pizza with the purchase of any pizza. Delivery and carry-out, 10:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. every day.
Open late. Put some
Open
toppings
late
on those
every
toppers.
day.
And they got some crazy pizzas there.
Yeah.
This is perfect. I'm not sure exactly what you're doing at that time of night if you're ordering a pizza, but whatever it is, I bet you're going to want one of those strange pizzas.
At 2 in the morning, it's going to be something ridiculous because you are probably not in the right state of mind.
Maybe just leaving replay after the after party,
Yeah,
something like that.
Exactly. All right. Should we talk about some... Yeah, we'll do some discussion questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First discussion question is, what division do you think is the best so far? We'll go with you, Ben.
It's a couple candidates. I think it's either the Jim Bob Clark, but I'm
which is
Jackpot, Ladybird, and Muddy is the top.
Yeah.
From top to bottom.
You can throw in Asteroid Head as well.
Yeah, Asteroid Head
most
is
likely they're going to be locked into the 4.
Yep, they perform really well. I feel like in any other division, Ghosts would have had a better record. It's just that there are a lot of good teams here.
Yeah.
So I think if you take the top 3 as a total, this is probably the best. If you take that plus Asteroid Head, they're one of the better bottom 3s, or at least have shown it to date.
Definitely.
And the only other one I've got is Naismith, only because Chalmers and Redlegs at times they both look really good.
I think they're about even in terms of just talent and like how good they are.
I'm not sure who the better team is there.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah,
soon enough.
But I guess I could kind of put them on with Mosasaur, with Geezers and John Denver. But I haven't seen Geezers play yet, so all I have to go off of is seeing John Denver in games where they were overmatching their opponents and everything Bryson says about his team.
Which may be a little.
Well, I'm lending credence to it.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to agree with you. I mean, Jim Bob Clark. I've seen obviously the teams that we played so far. We have another really good team coming up this weekend. I think that we're probably the best right now. Not necessarily the rest of the season, but right now I think we're probably the best top to bottom.
The other way to look at it is which one of these divisions is going to produce a 3 seed that kills everybody in the 3s. And I think if that's going to happen, it's most likely to come from Jim Bob.
Yeah, definitely. Bryson?
I would agree that I think top 3 wise, I think Jim Bob Clark is the best. I mean, you're looking at a top 2 team in the league in Jackpot. I would say I think Muddy Waters is better than Ladybird, but obviously results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it'd be interesting to see how, if they played today with their full rosters, who would win that game.
For sure. But what I would say is, and obviously I got to give some props to my division, I think 4 to 6, my division is the best.
Okay.
I mean, you're looking at probably Lucky Berry being the 4. I think that's a good 4 team. I think Repetition is a very good 5 team.
Very.
And I think Rockets is not trash.
I think definitely not. No.
I think I agree with you.
I think they could probably go 5
and I think
they ended up being in 6.
And I mean, I think either John Denver or River City Matadors is a very good. I mean, I think Muddy Waters, if they end up being the 3, will be the best 3. But I think John Denver or River City would be right behind them. I think highly of my team, but I'm not going to tell myself that we're going to finish first in the 1s. I don't think we will. I think we'll finish about 3rd. And then I don't think either John Denver or Matadors is good enough to finish in the top half of the 2s. But I think the 3 through 6 is good enough to make up for the middle of the pack for the 1s.
True. Okay. Angela.
I agree with everything that you said, but kind of shout out to the Kelly Cochran division. I think that from Poshwash to the Woost, Reboot, and Free State, I mean, all of them, really, any day of the week, you could say could be a close game.
Yeah, definitely.
Poshwash and the Woost had a pretty close game. Free State and the Woost. So, I mean, kind of in the middle of the pack, they'll sort themselves out. But just looking at it here, I mean, Poshwash is looking at the 2, which I don't know how many people expected that.
I did. I'm pretty sure I called that anyway.
Which one?
Poshwash is the 2. Because that was what when Jake ran the post at the beginning of the season. They had the consensus was that they were the 20th best team in the league, and they finished as the 10th last year, which would make them a top 12.
Right.
So that's actually kind of right where they should be, is beating every team except for Love Garden.
Yeah.
Okay. We got everything?
Yep.
Okay. Next question. Who do you think is the best 3-0 team right now? Ben?
I guess I have to go with the champs. I mean, I haven't seen Tree Care play with the slight changes they made in their roster. So, with that caveat, and given that you guys were so close at the end of last year, I'll just go with the Devil I Know.
Okay. I'm gonna go with KTC right now. Our defense just isn't good enough. I think. I mean, I'm kind of sandbagging my own team a little bit, but giving up 20 runs in 3 games, that's just not good enough to beat teams like KTC, to beat teams like Happy Shirt. You can't give up that many runs in a game.
Also, you're the Devil I Know, so you're a liar.
I mean, our offense, we're putting up numbers offensively, but defensively for me, it needs to be better. KTC has given up less runs, so I'm going to go with them.
You think there's anything to the championship hangover? A little complacent, maybe?
I don't know about complacent, but definitely, we're integrating a new, for the most part, permanent pitcher. So, and we haven't had like our full roster there for one game yet. So we're definitely not as sharp as we probably should be.
All right.
Bryson.
I'd have to go with KTC.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen KTC play, but they played next to us last week, and just looking at how they're playing, they're not giving other teams a chance.
Definitely.
None of their games that the other team hasn't had a chance.
Defensively, they've been
defensively, they've been
5.
playing very, very well.
Yeah.
And just kind of watching you guys play, I think if that would have been KTC playing you, they would have beaten you this past Sunday.
No.
I'm
not mad.
That's
at
fair too.
that. Yeah.
I basically look at it as I think if the championship was tomorrow and you guys played, it'd be a very good game. But I think KTC is showing up right now, which showing up right now is important, but not the most important.
Yeah. No.
But they're definitely showing up right now.
Yeah.
So.
Assuming all the teams have all their players, I think what Jackpot does against Muddy and what KTC does against Hertz this week that might actually tell us quite a bit about where everybody is.
Okay. Angela.
I would have to say KTC.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I think that we've made a few additions this year. Obviously, me being one. But it's kind of been hard because we do have so many good players giving everyone their own spots and on defense, which it's hard to complain about it, but it is kind of a problem.
It's a good problem to have, really.
Last week, Kenny didn't play, and that was,
Yeah, he makes.
We might kick him off the team, just so you know.
I'll take him.
He's already played with us.
I was going to say he's already cup tied.
I'm the commissioner. I can do what I want. That rule is getting changed tomorrow.
All right. Who do you think is the best 0-3 team? We'll go with Angela.
0-3. I think, I would say Free State Growlers is better than the 0-3 that they're showing.
Yeah,
they've had a couple close games, but they've definitely fallen off from where they were, but I think they're better than what that 0-3 shows.
Okay. Bryson.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I would say the only other team that it would not be down there with the rest of the 0-3 teams would be Rockets, but I think if Free State and Rockets played, I think Free State would beat them. So I would say Free State's the best.
No, I think if I were to choose, I'd go with Rockets over Free State. I think it'd be a close game, but I definitely think the Rockets would probably win that one.
The only difference I would say is I think the Rockets are a team that isn't awful, but I think Free State actually has a few good players, whereas I think the Rockets are a team of their best players probably average compared to I think the Free State actually probably has a couple team players who could probably play on good
their
teams.
best player is better than Rockets' best player.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of like Free State has to be the answer because it's almost like how far could they really have fallen?
According to Seth, they've fallen off a lot.
Yeah. But I think you guys might be underselling Screamers here. They've played close games all along, and they have a lot of decent veteran players on them. I don't know. In a matchup between them and Rockets, I'm not sure. I might take the Screamers.
Okay.
I think I would probably still take Free State, but I've taken Free State a bunch of times. They haven't won it. Yeah. So they're my new button grind.
All right. So, is there a 3-0 team that you think won't be 3-0 for very long?
A handful of them, actually.
Yeah. We'll obviously kind of find out this weekend, but is there one that stands out to you in your mind right now?
This is why the gals that set the schedule did an awesome job because we have this would have been
week 5.
This would have been week 5. We could have potentially had 4 divisions with 2 4-0 teams playing each other.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So we're going to get some real clarity after this week. To me it looks like. And it kind of bears out the way that the rankings went from the beginning of the season because Naismith was the turnaround division,
Okay.
and Massasoit was the one right behind that. So the closer you get to Jim Bob, the further apart the 1 and the 2 seeds are supposed to be based on the preseason rankings.
Yeah.
And so it stands to reason that's kind of the way this looks to me. Is it's like Poshwash and Hertz are going to be underdogs, clear underdogs in their games.
Yeah.
Whereas just based on results to date and the way last season ended, Geezers and John Denver and then Perez's and Redlegs are closer on the board.
Okay.
So it's harder to tell who's going to win those games.
Okay. Angela.
Besides D-holes, which, we'll play you this weekend, so we're
Yeah,
coming
I
for
get
you.
that. I get that pick.
Which, so hopefully they'll be defeated. I repped when
Shots fired.
when
Here we
Red
go.
Legs had a close game against Corksuckers. They looked really lackluster in their offense. I think it was like 1-1, 2-1 for a really long time. And I don't know, they really didn't stand out to me, whereas I kind of think the Chalmerses have got them on that game.
Okay.
Am I wrong, or are all of the what are ostensibly 1 versus 2 games? And if I want to throw Muddy Waters Jackpot into, are those all on dirt? We don't have any, none of these higher tier games are on grass. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna be, but
They were
not
supposed
anymore.
to be.
Yeah,
Our game definitely was supposed to be on grass.
Yeah, and that could have made things a little more interesting. But
Yeah,
now
it
it's going to be a
definitely
more
could've.
conventional matchup.
Yeah, definitely.
But I will say, Angela, that Alex is owed a home run by karma, so watch out.
All right.
All right. Are there any divisions that are already wrapped up?
Yeah.
Angela.
Already wrapped up.
Yeah.
I would say the Squids, because looking at that, I think Free State Growlers were supposed to be the 2, or were they supposed to be the 3 in that?
Who?
The Free State Growlers versus.
I think they're supposed to be a 3.
The
Yeah.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
So
We'll never tell, but yeah.
yeah, I think the Love Garden versus Poshwash. I would say Love Gardens got that pretty handedly. Looking
Okay.
at it.
Thanks, Bryson.
I'm going to be honest here. I think every division is wrapped up besides James Naismith.
Okay.
I think D-Holes are a decent team, but I don't think they have a chance. Muddy Waters is a decent team. If you guys don't show up, they might be able to beat you, but I don't think they can beat you. I think Love Garden should handily be able to beat Poshwash. Lawrence Shirt Factory, I don't even know who they play this week, but I don't imagine. Yeah, good luck. And I think Redlegs Chalmers is actually a really, really even matchup. If you're actually looking in terms of the best possible game to be game of the week, I think that's the best possible game. I think John Denver is very good, but I don't think they're as good as us. So I think our division's as good as wrapped up. So I'm thinking that James Naismith is the only division that I think that you couldn't. I wouldn't put confident money on who the champion's going to be.
Yeah, they fixed it on there. I didn't print it.
Okay. All right. For me, I just have the Arlie Ermy division already is just wrapped up.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah, because Lawrence Shirt Factory can lose their next game or lose one of their 2 next games, which I don't think they will, and even then they would still have the tiebreaker over Red Line. So I think that one's pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like.
Going back to if we don't show up against.
Yeah, see, I haven't looked at what the results would be in a 3-way tie for Jim Bob.
It would. I'll tell you.
And the other thing I was thinking is Wildman is obviously the favorite here. They were
Jackpot.
the Jackpot. Jackpot's the favorite here. They were the champions last year, but Muddy has traditionally done pretty well against you guys.
They have. We played in played in the ones. I think in 2016 we won by 1 or 2. Played them game of the week. I think the year before beat them by 1. Year before that, we played them. I think we blew them out. That was the only game that hasn't been close since we started playing them, which was, I think, in 2012. So there's only been 1 blowout. The rest have been really, really close. Yeah, they've traditionally showed up, done well against us. And if we lose that game, since the first tiebreaker is runs allowed, that means Muddy's going to win the division. We'll be the 2. and then
Assuming it's a low-scoring game.
I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a
Right,
low-scoring
right,
game.
right.
And then Lady Bird, we drop down to the 3. So
Right.
like it could create friggin' chaos if they win this game.
Well, it's going to be kind of chaotic anyway.
Then it would be
that would actually
head-to-head.
that would keep Lady Bird in the 3 because
Yeah.
they would have 2 losses instead
and
of
then
1.
it'd be head-to-head, and then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
But that would give, like, depending on what happens to your other 2 games, you could potentially jump Lady Bird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Jim Bob seems wide open to me, only because I'm not 100% sure how Muddy and Jackpot are compared to each other.
Yeah.
The rest of
I mean,
them,
that's definitely-
the Marshall, Cochran, and Army, to me, seem like they're probably wrapped. Mosasaur seems a little open. Naismith more so.
Okay. All right. Should we talk about some games?
Yeah, games are good.
All right. I don't have last week's results in front of me because I just didn't write it down. So,
oh, no, I got it somewhere.
You got it?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Wait, let's see if I can do it from memory. No, it's not going to work. All right. So I was 2-1 last week. That brings me to 5-4. CJ, you were 3-0, I believe,
Yes.
playing the favorites. That brings you to 4-5.
All right.
Cougar was 2-1. That brings him to 4-5. So you guys are tied. And as usual, our guests did best. They were 3-0.
Yeah.
And that puts them 2 games up at 7-2.
All right.
So we are all sucking hind tit.
All right. Yeah, we are all the runt.
Although I did want to mention that you and Cougar got pretty close to catching the
Yeah.
Lawrence Shirt Factory spread. One of you picked 6, the other picked 8, and it was 7. So
I picked 6.
Yeah.
I should have picked 7.
You should have picked 7.
Yeah, I was like debating between those 2. All right. Let's see here. I have like the old listings for fields and stuff, so we will just nope. South Park?
No, those are still good. The only ones we switched are the Broken Arrow grass games and the small dirt.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure they're right on there.
All right. So 5 p.m. South Park. Grandstand Glass Kickers versus Ladybird Harpies. We're all picking Ladybird, right?
Ladybird,
Yeah. Ladybird gets healthy.
Yeah. South Park, 7 p.m. Bunt and Grind versus Corksuckers. Ben.
Oh, this could be a really good game. I'm going to pick whoever Bryson picks.
Okay, we'll go to Bryson next then.
I haven't seen Corksuckers play, but I think I've seen them getting blown out, possibly.
Yeah, they blew out.
But I also watched Bunt and Grind get blown out.
Yeah.
But I think Bunt and Grind, they look like a team that could actually beat some teams. They just got destroyed by a team that had a point to prove. So I'm picking Bunt and Grind.
Okay, Angela?
I'm gonna go with Corksuckers.
Yep.
I watched them in that close game against Redlegs, so I think they can hold their own in a close game.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with Corksuckers as well. I've ref 2 of their games. I think they're a solid team for basically kind of the middle of the league. So I'm going to go with them. All right. Edgewood East, the higher whatever.
The higher Edgewood.
That's what it says. Edgewood East higher.
It's the one directly south of the baseball diamond.
Okay. 5 p.m. Nick Lerner's Homies versus Liberty Hall, which is one of our picks for the pick'em. We'll go Ben.
I feel like Homies are due. They always seem to win a game in division play, and I think this is the one.
Okay. I'm. This is on grass too. Do you think that would? Do any of you think that this?
I think the grass matters because I
Yeah.
don't think Robin's pitch mechanics work as well on grass.
Yeah. So does that affect anything for anyone else? Go, Angela.
Since Cougar's here, I'm going to say no way, no how Liberty Hall is going to take it. Especially since Cougar's back this week.
Yeah. All right. Bryce.
This is a golden opportunity for all of us to pick the Homies because Cougar's not here to pick against his team.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Homies. I don't necessarily know how grass will affect either of these teams, but I've seen the Homies put up some competent defense and offense against good teams. Like, not good. Like, I mean, they scored like 1 or 2 points against KTC and stuff. But I think Liberty Hall's the kind of team that will get shut out by KTC. So I'm going to go with the homies.
All right. I am having a really hard time with this one.
It's a coin toss, man.
It really is. I'm going to go with Liberty Hall just because most fun wins. Also, Cougar sent me his picks.
Yeah. Did he pick his team?
He fucking picked his own team.
Of course he did.
Oh. Cougar picked his own team.
That should tell you something.
Yeah, I know. It's a good thing I picked Liberty Hall.
Yeah.
All right, Edgewood East, 7 p.m. Johnny's Tavern versus Rats. Ben.
I think Johnny's is going to win this game, but I think Rats might give him a little bit of a surprise. I think it's probably going to be.
So if you were to set a line, what would it be?
I think Johnny's is going to go up early, then Rats is going to claw back. No pun intended. And if I was going to set a line, it would probably be Johnny's by 5, and I would take the under. I think Rats are going to squeeze inside of that.
Okay, Angela.
As long as Johnny's does not kick out of order.
Yeah, they kicked out of order twice.
Yeah, sorry, Angela, I had to mean to jump on you.
it once. I'm going to pick the Rats. I'm going to pick Nicole. Shout out to Nicole.
Woo!
Got you, girl.
Okay, Bryson.
I haven't seen the Rats play. I know nothing about the Rats besides the fact that I went to the open scrimmage on Wednesday of last week, and there was a girl who I was told played for the Rats, and I told her she'll be playing for my team next year.
Nicole.
Yeah,
probably Nicole.
So yeah, I'm going to pick the Rats here. I think they at least have one good girl, so I'm going to give them credit here.
I'm going to go Johnny's. I think they're just a little bit better than the Rats right now. Yeah. They usually have solid girls, so I'm going Johnny's on this one. All right. Edgewood West. Lower, apparently. 5 p.m. Reboot 10 versus Woost. Angela.
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with Woost. I think that they're going to play off of that high that they got last week, that win that they got against Free State.
All right, Bryson.
I'm big on Reboot. They bring out some people to like the open scrimmages, and I like to go to the open scrimmages just to get active, but two, just to see how the rest of the community looks. I think Reboot actually is better than a lot of people think, and I think they can win this game.
Okay, I'm going to take Woost. In these kind of games, I like to take the team with the best player on the field, and that's obviously Dan.
For sure.
So I'm going to go with Woost. Ben.
No offense, Thomas.
Oh, Thomas.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little torn here. I think just based on past results, I'm going to take Reboot.
Okay.
But close game, Reboot by 2.
Okay. All right. Edgewood West, 7 p.m. Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Woo! Come on down every Tuesday, 250, almost everything. We have a grand old time.
I drank so much here, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. You have to let me go first and then double up back.
We'll have to go like in shifts because I have to really pee too. Jazz House versus Lawrence Shirt Factory. We're all taking Lawrence Shirt Factory, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rick.
Yeah, sorry, Rick, man. Dad Perry Park, Upperfield, 5 p.m. Lucky Berry versus Repetition Coffee, Ben.
Yeah, I think assuming Lucky Berry has more than 8 players, I think they get healthy here. I think it's going to be Lucky Berry by 8 or so.
Yeah, I'm going to take Lucky Berry in this one also. Bryson.
I haven't played Lucky Berry yet, but I watched them play a game. I think Lucky Berry is the better team, without a doubt. But I think Repetition's going to give them more than they are expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this game's going to get decided probably. Either one is going to get decided by Lucky Berry going up early and then just kind of holding that, or it's going to be really close and get decided by Lucky Berry.
Yeah, I'd say this is going to be like 5 or less runs.
Yeah, for sure.
For Lucky Berry.
I'm going to go with Lucky Berry to win this.
Okay, Angela.
It's another early game, 5 p.m. for Lucky Berry, so hopefully their people can get there.
That's true.
Lucky Berry, I got you. Father's Day too, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Dad Perry Park, Upperfield again. 7 p.m. Red Lion versus Kicking Assets. We got the grudge match going on here. Angela.
I am going to go with Red Lion on this one.
Okay. Okay, Bryson.
Yeah, Red Lion.
Okay. Marissa, do you have something to say about this game, this grudge match?
Yeah, I think that they should wear their cursed pink pussy shirts. Maybe one man down, no cleats, and then it would be a total fair game.
So, hatball this week, Ben?
One cleat apiece.
Okay. Okay.
Or if they just don't play well on grass, would be great for us too.
Or they could just play on grass.
This is that game. This is because I've seen Kicking Assets play, and I know what they're capable of. And if our team shows up wearing birthday hats, getting all wasted because it's Chris and Sean.
This is the drunk law.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, that guy is
Money
gone.
bet?
That guy is gone.
Is this?
Oh yeah. If we show up drunk because it's Chris and Shauna's birthdays, then things could get dangerous. This could be that asteroid head from a few years ago.
Yeah. All right. Oh.
Maybe. There's a maybe.
Right. Broken Arrow Park, 5 p.m. River City Matadors versus Rockets. Ben.
Matadors have looked really good this year, especially compared to last couple. So I think Santos is onto something here, and I got to take the Matadors.
Okay. I'm gonna go Matadors too. I think they're just a little bit better than the Rockets right now. Yeah, there we go. Bryson.
I'll take Matadors. I think they're a good amount better than the Rockets.
Yep. All right, Angela.
I've got the Matadors too, especially putting up 19 in that last game. I think their offense is gelling.
Jesus. All right. Broken Arrow Park, 6:30 p.m. Drop Stoppers versus Brew Ballers no, this one isn't. Okay. Ben.
Drop Stoppers.
Yeah.
Results to date.
Drop Stoppers.
Same.
All right.
Although if Adrian actually runs the bases when he kicks a double, it might make a difference.
All right. Broken Arrow Park, 8 p.m. John Denver Experience versus Geezer's Good Neighbors. Angela. This was for the division.
I know we left all the marquee matchups for late. This is great.
Yeah.
I wish I could watch this game, but I'm going to go with John Denver.
Okay.
Because someone's got to go against Bryson.
All right. Ben.
All right. So, Bryson, I will admit that if I didn't pick you to finish in the top two, I was wrong. Dead wrong.
Thank you.
Clearly.
But this is your opportunity to bet with no spread. We can go straight up here. And I'm going to take John Denver because I picked him to win.
Whatever in the world you would like to bet, I would take.
All right. Well, how about I will buy you a bottle of whiskey, and you can buy me a case of beer.
Sounds
time.
good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm. Fuck. All right. I don't know who the fuck is going to win this game. I played against John Denver last year. I played against Geezer's Good Neighbors, but they've obviously retooled since then. John Denver's kind of been the same.
Let me help you out. I never win 4 in a row.
All right, I'm going Geezer's Good Neighbors then. Bryson.
I mean, obviously everyone knows what my answer is here. I'm glad that we're finally getting the game we need to try in. I've been pretty disappointed the past 2 weeks with how we've played. But I think.
Yeah.
I think this week, honestly, I mean, everyone can say this game's a toss-up. I don't view it as one. I think we're going to win. But I think how we win this week is going to show how we're going to fare in the ones.
Okay.
If it's close, I think we're going to end in the bottom half of the ones. But if we win how I think we can, I think we're going to show that we can compete with everybody.
Okay.
Well put.
Yeah. All right. Lions West, 5 p.m. Love Garden Squids versus Poshwash Squids, right?
Squids.
Yeah, it's 2 3-0 teams, but I kind of feel like it's Poshwash is the best of the teams that hasn't beat one of the top teams.
Yeah. I mean, have they ever really competed well against the top team, though. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
they've played top teams close. They just haven't crossed
Yeah,
that.
like,
Crossed that.
You can be close all you want, but if you don't beat
They
a
beat
good
Chalmers's?
team- Yeah, that's
That's a while ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah. I wasn't here, man. I don't know.
So, okay. Lions West, 7 p.m., which this Lions West actually got moved. We were supposed to be on Broken Arrow, the grass field. So, yeah, this would have been a lot crazier if we kept it that way. 7 p.m. Jackpot versus Muddy Water Studio. Ben.
Whew. I'm going to pick Muddy. Fuck you, CJ.
All right. I mean, hey, that's... If you polled a lot of the league, they would probably say that.
Exactly.
They would say that verbatim.
Like, I still have Jack. You asked me before who I thought the best team was, and I said Jackpot, but now I'm going to pick Muddy to beat you, just because I like a clusterfuck, and 3-3-1 teams.
Do.
Yeah, 3-3-1 team sounds like a clusterfuck to me.
Yeah. All right, Angela.
I'm going to go with the defending champs, Jackpot.
All right, Bryson.
So it's on Lions West, right?
Lions West, yes.
Is that when you're facing the fields from the parking lot? Is that the left or the right field?
Right.
It's
the right field.
Yeah, the right.
Yeah, it's
Well,
where the sun's in the batter's eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw Muddy Waters drop a 40-piece on the field on the left, but they're playing you guys this week, and I'm a firm believer that big-time players come up in big-time games, and I think you guys have more big-time players.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick you guys, Jackpot to win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with us just because I love this team. If we step up our defense, I think we'll be all right. Muddy is a good team. They really are. They played us close most of the times we played them. It's going to be close, but I think we just have a little bit more than them right now. All right. Lions East, 5 p.m. Leafy Greens versus Free State Growlers. Angela.
I'm going to go Growlers. Like I said, I don't think they should be. I think they're the best 0-3 team right now, so I think they're going to change that losing record.
All right. Bryson.
I'd say Growlers. I think they need to get their confidence back, and this will be a good opportunity for them. And then I don't know who they play week 5, but, I mean, regardless of who they play, they need some confidence. So hopefully they get a big win here to kind of lead them through.
Yeah, I'm going Free State as well.
Oh, thanks, man.
Ben?
Yeah, I think Free State had this game circled on their schedule. Since the start of the season, they were like, yeah, I can't wait till we get to that Leafy Greens game. We're both going to be 0-3. I'm going to beat the shit out of them. Yeah, it's got to be Free State. No offense to Leafy. But the Free State just has too many veteran players.
All right. Lions East, 7 p.m. Chalmers versus Redlegs. This is also the second game of the Pick'em Challenge. Ben.
This is the game of the week right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Chalmers. Just based on the strength that, it's that weird Redlegs beats Corksuckers by 1 on a wind-in game that kind of just sticks in my mind. I don't know what to make of that game, but I kind of feel like even if I take the wind into account, Chalmers' results have been more impressive.
Okay, I've been burned by Chalmers so many times when I pick them.
This is not the playoffs, though.
Yeah, that's true. I think they finally break through and finally win their division. I'm going Chalmers, and I really have to go pee. So, Ben, can you write these down for me? We'll go Bryson next.
Sure.
Yeah, I think just watching the Chalmerses play a team that wasn't very good, they were, regardless of the fact the team they were playing wasn't very good, they were articulate, they were always aware of what was going on. Nobody was ever confused about where the outs were and stuff like that. I think Chalmers is ready to play a good team, and I think I don't know much about the Redlegs, but I think Chalmers is the type of team that mentally, regardless of talent, is ready to play, and I think it's going to win them this game.
Fair, Angela.
I'm going to go with Chalmers's. I think they're due to be in the ones. They've had, but they were kind of in a weird tiebreaker for a couple years, and had a couple tough losses. But I think that they're going to beat them here and finally be in the ones.
Yeah, that's kind of the only thing we have to compare this potential Jim Bob clusterfuck to is if it was that Chalmers' situation a few years ago where they wound up in the threes and just killed everybody.
Right.
All right. I got to find the next game, but I don't know where it is.
Hobbs Park, 7 o'clock.
Hobbs Park, 5 o'clock. Screamers
we're at 5.
at Sacred Sword, and this is the last game of the Pick'em Challenge, so we're picking a spread here. Angela, you take us out.
I have Screamers by 7. Just looking at run differential, Sacred Sword was beat by Jazz House by 12, and Screamers were only beat by 2. So I'm gonna go with Screamers on this.
I'll go with the Screamers. I think they're a team that's been competing with some teams in their division. Compared to, I don't think Sacred Sword is just quite ready to compete yet. I'm going to go Screamers -6.
It's kind of a weird thing to say, too, because Screamers has kind of been there, and Sacred Sword has kind of fallen.
Yeah.
This might have been a better matchup, but it just seems like lately anyway, and especially this year, Sacred Sword just hasn't shown much of anything. So I'm going to have to go Screamers too, and I'll keep it closer and keep the prices right. Declining returns going to say Screamers by 5.
Okay. Shit. You guys are assholes. I shouldn't have picked myself to go first on this one.
That'll teach you to take a piss.
I know, man. I should have just waited. Let me see. Cougar has Screamers by 5. I can't really let him.
Yeah, you'd be the only one.
Yeah.
Sacred Sword has veteran players, man. They're capable of winning a game. It's just they haven't shown it.
Oh, going back to the Chalmers' Red Legs, Cougar picked Chalmers'. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, we're all there.
Yeah. Fuck. We'll go Screamers by, since it's 5, 6, and 7. I either have to choose
4 or 8.
4 or 8. I'm gonna go 8.
Change mine to 4.
You want to go 4?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I feel like you would have won that if you had taken the 4.
Considering how close I came last
That's right.
week.
Yep, I'm backing on your bad luck.
Okay. All right. So next game. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
at Hobbs.
7 o'clock, Hobbs Park. Goose versus Asteroid Head. This should be a pretty good game too. Ben.
Yeah, this is kind of tough based on the Asteroid Head results today. They had 2 decent games against 2 good teams, and then they won last week. I think the forecast is windy with 100% chance of Asteroid Head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Head.
I'm gonna go Asteroid Head because they just have more power, essentially, like more power in their lineup in terms of kicking power. So I'm going with the team that has more power. Asteroid Head. Bryson.
I would agree. I think that really kickball really does come down to minimizing mistakes and capitalizing on mistakes. And I think the way Asteroid Head plays, it relies on you being able to effectively catch the ball. And I just don't know if Ghosts are quite ready for that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick Asteroid Head.
Angela.
I'm going to go with the Ghosts. I don't think Asteroid Head's going to be kicking anything out of the park at Hobbs. So,
Yeah.
Ghosts,
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah, that's a fair point too.
Yeah. Okay.
There's just a lot of good matchups this week. It kind of feels like
it's kind of by design. But
yeah. Earlier in the season, though, I would have thought that Ghost would win this going away, but just based on the results, it seems like this is a good one too.
Yeah. Hobbs Park, 9 p.m. Game of the week. Hertz Donut D-Holes versus Kansas Tree Care.
Yeah.
Bryson.
Seeing the Hertz Donuts is 3-0, and I played them last year in the playoffs in the second round. So I have 2 assumptions to make here. Either 1, their division is awful, or 2, they've gotten better. And I'm going to err on the side that they've gotten better. I've heard people who have played them who said they were better, but I just think KTC honestly is playing on a level nobody is playing at currently, and I just don't think they can keep up. I would say KTC minus 12.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't see how Hertz can win this game. I really do not. Outside of like everyone getting sick on
It got
KTC.
really quiet and depressing in here all of a sudden.
Yeah. I just don't see how they do it. Ben.
Yeah, I love my Hertz people, and I love my tree care people. But I feel like there is a 1 seed, 2 seed disparity here. And I don't think the kickball gods would rob us of that jackpot tree care matchup in the rank play. So I got to take tree care.
Okay. Angela, talk your shit.
Well, I'm really excited to play you guys. I love you guys. I haven't gotten to play in a game of the week in like 3 years, so hopefully I don't choke under the bright lights.
You'll be fine.
Or will. But I'm going to go KTC here.
No way.
Love my team.
All right. So, I'm going to beat Cougar by proxy. Shut out! KTC, shut out!
Oh! Do we have shutouts at Game of the Week? Has that happened?
It has to
KTC does not shut people out.
Yeah. You're too nice for that.
We just give up like one run.
Yeah. It's a very demure form of domination.
I would be surprised if there was a
glimmer of hope.
I don't. D-holes is almost impossible to shut out. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was just embellishing Cougar by proxy.
Yeah, right.
Since I am Cougar by proxy.
Oh yeah. Okay. You're gonna read it.
Comedy Corner.
Oh goodness.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I picked a good one for you.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do the Mafia and Cunnilingus have in common?
What?
Jesus. One slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit. This is awful.
It's bad.
Oh, God. Cougar's Comedy Corner is the worst.
Yeah, I picked the worst one for when he wasn't here.
Oh, you're a dick. All right. I think that should put a bow on this week's podcast,
You
right?
guys have any other last-minute comments before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one. Lisa Frank Kickball is selling burritos at the Game of the Week. Oh, wait. We're not?
She's
Stacey,
working
come
on
up,
it.
Come
Yeah.
up.
Crush their dreams.
Okay, so Quinn from
Kansas Street Care.
Yes, thank you. I've been drinking a lot tonight. So Quinn apparently may be doing some nachos.
He's done it the last.
Yes, and so we're trying to move Lisa Frank to another weekend so that they
Gotcha.
can sell and not have to compete with some free food. So
Okay.
we
Yeah,
are
that
still
would-
in question of if
Still in
they're
question,
going-
but burritos or nachos will be at the Game
there
of the
will
Week.
be food.
There will be food.
Yeah, you guys could
at
buddy
the
up.
game.
Was Quinn going to sell the nachos or
No, he usually gives
This
it out.
sounds like a buy a burrito, get nachos for free kind of
Right,
thing to me.
that's
You
what
guys
I
are on the
thought,
same team.
maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we're hoping to move Lisa Frank to another weekend so that they can sell food. But if not, then that sounds like an amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Well, let's
love your
buddy up.
thoughts. So,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there will be food. Who's going to be selling, doing food this week? It's still up in the air. But
Stay tuned for the next
somebody
episode
will
of
be-
Stacey's
There will be nachos this weekend.
Keep checking the KVKL group page on Facebook, so
Yes.
that will be your source of information for.
Or just drink so much you don't care what you eat. One or the other. That seems
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
Bring your own.
Yeah.
Chipotle pizza.
We just want Lisa Franks to be able to make as much money as they can.
Yeah.
So if we can move them to another weekend,
Definitely.
then we're going to move them. If it can't happen, because we're all booked up on food, every week is booked up. Thank you. It's been amazing.
That's
this year.
awesome. That's great.
Yeah, that sounds like a buddy idea.
Yeah.
Buy a Lisa Frank burrito, get the chips for free.
Yeah.
All right.
If we can't move them somewhere else,
Yeah.
I'm still working on that. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Stacey.
Might get some sluts.
Oh wow! So they're doing the Star Spangled Banner. All right.
All right.
So, thank you to the Jazz House, 926 Ave, Massachusetts. We're here every Tuesday. Come on down. You can talk about your game. We would love it if you did.
Yeah, if you come talk about your game, then maybe you can spare us so CJ and I can take a whiz in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You jerks did not do that. So, yeah, it's all your fault. Thank you to this week's sponsor, Topper's Pizza, 1100 Mississippi, 785-856-0058. Delivery and carry out, 10:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. every day.
Yeah, seriously, Topper's showing up big time.
Yes,
This is like $700 in value that they're giving out during the course of the season.
Yeah, for our KBKL people who live in the Kansas City metro area, 6027 Metcalf Avenue, Mission, Kansas, 913-262-7849. They have slightly different hours, so yeah. All right.
So live in Lawrence.
Yeah. So for Angela Finch.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Any last words?
Oh, no. That's it. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, Bryson Stricker.
It's put up or shut up week. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Ben Hutnick. Meow. And Cougar by proxy. My team's going to lose by 1. I'm your host, CJ Cobra Kai. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you here next week.
Woo!
Rat-a-tat plays here.
Wow!
Thanks, guys.
See, Cougar, we missed you for the going out music.
Yeah, exactly.
We could do beatbox.